class doesn't equate having money. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to have a lot of money in your account to be classy. It's how you put yourself together, your persona, your demeanor, how you carry yourself that equates class.
My job is not as important now. Suddenly, you're earning more than I am.
So when he was feeding you, when you were doing those lessons, was it not important?
Well, like I said, things have changed.
I don't agree. No, I don't agree.
Because you haven't really spoken about it. You haven't said, yeah, I'm buying the uniform. Or this time around, I bought last year, you buying this year. So you just come and you just say to me, the child's uniform is going to cost X amount of money. Okay, you don't know if I've got the money or not. So are you telling me, or are you informing me so that I plan, or are you telling me you're going to pay for it, or are you telling me so that I pay for it? Good afternoon. Welcome again. Welcome to our podcast. Welcome to our channel. Let's Talk Marriage, the podcast. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Click the like button. Click the bell button. We get our subscriptions every time that we post on there. You're not going to miss anything that we're talking about. We're back again on another podcast. This is another episode. We are talking about who should earn the money. We're just carrying on from where we left off previously with my guest, Terrell. She's back again.
Woohoo!
Good to see you.
Thank you once again.
It's like you never left.
I'm always here now.
That's good.
I'm part of the furniture.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Good. Looking good as always.
Thank you.
Good. Amen. The previous one we talked about who should look after the children. So this one we're just gonna carry on. It's who should earn the money. It's kind of really correlated in terms of if you're home looking after the kids, then one person is earning the money, or both of you are earning the money. So it's kind of correlated. So, but personally, coming from an African point of view, or a biblical point of view even, we've always been told the man is a hunter. The man is the one who goes out and fishes. The man went out and hunted the woman, isn't he? Really. The husband went and found the wife.
Right.
That's where it all starts, isn't it? Really. So, and then after now, he's found the wife, brought her home. Now he's going to provide for her. He's going to make sure she's clothed, she's fed and watered, when the kids come, she looks at it. He's the one who kind of provides for the family, gives them shelter financially, securely, socially even, and it's not just a financial bit as well. There's that women want to feel secure, that, they got a man who looks after them, and, no one can tamper with them. No one can come and try and,
even when a woman's supposed to be looked after, nurtured. That's how we are.
That's just how women are made. But I've got views here. It can either be the man earning the money, going 50-50, or you, I don't know, you staying at home and I do everything. Or the other way, where we have men now who are house husbands who decide, I'll stay at home and the wife will go to work. Take it away. What's your view?
My view, that's a lot that you just piled on my plate.
Okay.
It just depends on every family, like there's no right way around it. There's no, this is the best way or this is how it's supposed to be. I think, yes, we have been taught that a man is supposed to be the one to be the breadwinner or the provider or the hunter and all these words. But times have changed, I think. Times have changed, and a lot of women are out there now making money equally as much as men, or sometimes even more. But there also are some women who are at home. I don't think it should be a case of the man supposed to do it, because being a woman, I love the fact that I have the choice to make the money. I want to have my own money. If we can both make money, then we become a powerhouse. That's even better, isn't it?
Yeah,
but not for me to rely on my partner's money only. I need to be independent. I think maybe it's just me speaking. I think I'm just too independent. So that's why my mind is set that way. But yes, society, and we have been taught like the man is the provider. He's the hunter and all these words that you've just said. But I think times have changed.
Yeah, but don't you think then security sometimes sets in when the woman is all going out to work and doing what a man can do, the woman can do better? I see women driving buses now. I see women
Of
driving
course.
trains. I see women driving lorries.
Yeah.
So what a man can do, a woman can do better.
A woman can do anything.
A woman driving a taxi.
More than that, we can do everything.
There's nothing wrong with that. But do
There's
you
nothing
think that it brings a bit of insecurity when the woman now goes and earns as
Insecurity
much
to who? To the man?
to the man?
That she's with?
Yeah, to the man
Didn't
she's
you know
with.
the woman that you married?
Well, maybe started off without her being so empowered. Now suddenly she's...
You know, if you love someone, you empower them.
Yeah, true.
Why would you hold them back because of your own insecurities?
You're not holding them back. You just feel, now suddenly they're being... Like you're saying, you like earning your money.
Yeah.
You like doing your own things.
But earning, having an extra income in the household, it makes you all to be in a comfortable space financially. So if she's thriving in something and she's earning good money that even you're going to benefit from, why would that be an insecurity? Instead of now lifting up your lady who's doing something and earning money, which is coming into the house, and you're able to maybe get a better car, a better house, you can have better trips abroad or whatever it is.
If you're doing in a way that he ends up him feeling like you don't need him anymore because you're doing, do you not want him to be able to do stuff like we need to do this, and he's got that thing of, yeah, I can do it as a man. That man, like this kind of ego thing.
You can still do that.
Ego thing.
I could be earning my money, but you can still take care of me. I'm a lady after all.
Okay.
A lady's supposed to be taken care of. It doesn't mean because I'm, my salary is such and such, therefore, or she doesn't need me anymore. When I say I'm independent, it doesn't mean I don't want my man to take me out or to get me a good gift. This is just some of the perks of being a girl. We are supposed to be nurtured and treated sometimes almost childlike. You get taken care of. Who doesn't want that? But it goes vice versa as well. The man gets treated too, But it's just, the times have changed. Like, we cannot just rely on someone's one salary in the household and say, well, he's working, I'm just going to stay at home. Unless you're like, I don't know, one of these rich guys.
It's not that, because I know a few people who they're still women. I'm just gonna say women. Not like I'm against women, because of course that's not the case here. But coming from the background you're coming from, you always know that the man is on provides. Even though you have money and you're able to do that, you always sit back. Even though you have your money, you always sit back and expect him to do such and such. Personally, I don't feel it's right, but there's women who are like that, who expect you're the hunter, carry on doing it.
Well, then it depends on the person. That's why I said it's different for everybody. Mm-hmm. Some people are happy to take control, and some women are like, well, you're the man, or you're the father. You gotta pay. You gotta do this. I'm not paying for my dinner. You're taking me out. All these kind of things. And some people be like, well, I got this today. It's not a big deal, But then it's different for everybody. Maybe my mindset is that way, but I think every lady wants to be treated, especially when it comes to their man. When it comes to other things around the house, family stuff, then maybe you do the 50-50 thing. You take care of some bills, I take care of some bills, or whatever. There have to be a balance somewhere that works for both of you. Maybe some guys will prefer, keep your money. Your money is your money. My money is taking care of everything else. Some people are like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people are like, well, I paid for this, you got to pay for this too. I'm spending too much money here, you got to also... There's people like that too. So it depends on who you're with and your mindsets and how you see things. I don't think it's so much an insecurity thing. I think if you put that insecurity thing into it, you will bring problems into the relationship, because that means if the lady, let's say she's doing something and she has a job that maybe she has to travel or something, but she's getting paid really well. But today I'm saying, I need to go to God knows wherever for 3 days for business. And you're going to be thinking, here she goes again. She's making me feel inferior. I can't even do that, But maybe she's getting paid to go there, sleep, everything is taken care of. Plus she's got her good salary, No, I just don't. I feel like you shouldn't put that insecurity thing into the picture.
And do you think then it's something that you talk about before you get into the relationship, or just work it out as you go along? Because I found that, sometimes in the past, some relationships, I've been in the past before I got married, and you just assume that the other person is okay with being 50-50, if you like, being not expecting you to do everything. But when you get in there, you're like, oh, hello, what's going on here? Why are you not doing this? And you kind of, because you haven't spoken about it, the assumption is that, oh, she's going to help. But she's assuming, oh, no, you're the man, you should do it.
Yeah,
so I think talk about it before.
I think you should. Money subject has to be spoken about in a relationship, in a household. It's important to know what bills you have and what you don't have, so that we know how taking care of it, you know. And you can't just assume. You can't just assume that, oh, you know, he's gonna do it. What if they don't have the money?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What if they don't have the money? And then you think, well, he's the man, he's got to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's just very selfish as well.
Yeah.
You know, figure it out. You have to do it. You know your responsibilities. No. It's not fair as well.
And how far do you think 50-50 comes in? Like you said, there in some bills, given that we live in a country where things are expensive, you can't expect one person to do everything. So, is there a thin line between 50-50? Or is it one of those where...
80-20.
How do you even measure 80-20 anyway? You know, it's one of
Meaning,
those...
well, you're the man, so you take the bulk of the bills and I'll just do the rest. That type.
Or when you go out, I'll pay for the taxi, you pay for the food, I'll pay for this, no, I'll go this one. Is it?
It's such an awkward thing, isn't it?
I think so. I would personally, call me whatever you want to call me, but I want 50-50. Straight down the middle.
That's fine. That's fine.
Straight down the middle, because I think it's only fair. If you're both working, that's my opinion.
Yeah, but you know, when it comes to things like, let's say it's your lady's birthday, you're going to go 50-50 on her birthday?
No, of course not. You're being logical. No, of course not. You're not going to, it's your birthday.
Yeah. On any other random, like, Friday evenings, like, let's just go out. Okay. Fine. If you're paying, okay, maybe let me call the Uber or something, you know. But not 50-50 at all times. Like, you know, there's special times, you know, Valentine's Day, birthdays, anniversaries.
I know those ones, yes, of course, those ones, yeah, you expect the man's going to do this. But I'm talking about, like, I got a friend actually who tells me one of their friends. The guy is an architect and the girl is, I think, a solicitor. And they've got this thing, I think they must have spoken about it before they got married. Straight on the middle. Going Dutch, as they call it, is it? Where when the bill comes, they're paying for the bill, you know, how much is it? Or what did you eat? Okay, I ate okay. And the money goes on the table. I ate and the money goes on the table. So that's how the bill is paid.
Is a couple?
A couple. They're married, got 2 kids. That's how they do it. And for them, it works. I don't think I would do it that way. That seems a bit, oh, really? But
it's so calculated.
Huh?
I mean, so if I'm short £5, is that a problem?
Well, I don't know about that bit. Maybe then maybe I can, but it may be something they're talking about. But these people, they've gone out and they've watched, like, maybe you go out with your husband and I go out with my missus, for instance, and we're both sitting and eating, and you're the one doing this, and we're sitting there and we're watching. That's exactly how you do it, and that's how it's probably something they've spoken about.
So why didn't they just say, right, collectively we've got £100 or something it is, you know, and maybe give it to one of them and say, right, keep the money, end of the day you just pay. If you're doing that when it's just the two of you, fine, but when it's around people, that's a bit awkward.
Yeah, but you don't.
Like, babe,
I know, but
I've got I owe me £2.50.
But you don't know how much the bill is going to cost when you go to a restaurant, do you?
But roughly speaking, you just have an idea, like, okay, we've got about this much on our budget to go and spend tonight. And everything is online these days. If you're going out to a restaurant, even Nando's, you can find the menu online. You know exactly what you're going to order. You can figure out, like, it's going to cost me £20.99. You know, plus a glass of wine, or, you know, the drink or juice or something. You know, roughly it will be £25, or roughly it's going to be £50 or whatever it is. So you have around that.
Around figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and then again, things even like the mortgage. Mortgage is about, I don't know, round figure, $650 a month. So it comes out of a certain account. So the wife would put her half into that account. Okay. Mortgage. And if it's other bills, she put her half. Or if it's an equivalent, if it is £100 and the water is £100, so man will pay 100 for the electricity, and then you pay I think that model can work.
It can work.
It brings less stress.
Listen, you just have to
Find what works for you.
find what works for you and figure out what you have going on and say, right, you pay this, I pay this, you pay this. Whatever it is, if that works for you, then that works for you. You know, end of the day, again, I just feel like there's no right or wrong way. Some people have more bills than others. There's things like childcare and all that type of stuff, you know.
And then, okay. Talking of childcare, I always have this issue of the child needs uniform. Oh, it needs shoes, it needs this. And then I'm thinking, so the wife is telling you this. Or your husband comes and says, oh, yeah. So who's supposed to buy them? Sometimes I find, are you telling me so that I buy, or are you telling me so that we find a way to pay for it? Or are you telling me because you're going to foot the bill? Because you haven't really spoken about it. You haven't said, I'm buying the uniform. Or this time around, I bought last year, you buying this year. So you just come and you just say to me, the child's uniform is going to cost X amount of money. Okay, you don't know if I've got the money or not. So are you telling me, or are you informing me so that I plan, or are you telling me you're going to pay for it, or are you telling me so that I pay for it? And I find women do that a lot. They just, the uniform costs £20 and then she leaves it there. Okay.
See, I'm not that type. I wouldn't just leave it for you. If it's going to cost a certain amount of money, definitely I would put my half in it. That's just me. So if I need you to add a certain amount, I'm going to say, this is how much it is. I need this much. I'll put the rest, or whatever it is. End of story.
So there shouldn't be an expectation of one person's doing this.
No. But this is just me. Maybe other women will feel the same. Won't feel the same way as me. But this is how I do things. You know what I mean? And earlier on I said I'm very independent. So there's certain things where I'll just do it, And as much as I love to be nurtured and all that, but there's certain things I want to be able to know that I can do. And when it comes to the children, it's both our children. Therefore, we have to foot the bill for whatever it is that they need together. If you're not able to, for whatever reason, then fine, I'll know that you couldn't for this time or whatever it is. However, we know that school's coming up. We know that the kids need new shoes, new uniform, whatever else that they may need. And, with these kids, you may spend some money now. In 2 months' time, you need a new pair of shoes anyway.
Yeah, because
they've grown and there's trousers we need new trousers. And there's times that you may end up footing the bill. And you're not going to say, well, I need to buy new trousers, so give me £10 to add it. Really, just get it. Do you know what I mean? If you don't have it this time, say, listen, so-and-so, they need a new pair of shoes, or they need a new school bag, or whatever it is. Can you pick it up? I'm not able to right now. Do you know what I mean? Just, you have to be able to communicate in a way that both parents know that something is in need. So-and-so is going on a trip. We need this much money, or whatever. I'm short here. Can you cover? Common sense will show the other parent, like, okay, she's been covering some few things. All right, let me take care of that. Common sense. But some people don't have a lot of common sense. But however, your child needs stuff. Whatever uniform you buy them now, it doesn't mean it's going to last the whole year. They're playing football, whatever. Sometimes the kids come back, they've got holes in their trousers because they're falling over, whatever it is. You're going to have to replace those things. They're getting taller. You need to replace some things. The weather changes. You need to buy shorts or whatever. I don't know. There's PE kits and there's football kits to buy. Football shoes. Kids are expensive.
Okay, let's take it out of the marriage context. Let's look at it in a relationship. You met a woman and she's a certain class, or she's put herself in a certain class, and she looks nice. Like you're saying, she's got her own money, and you're trying to get this girl. You're trying to woo her. Do you think how much? Well, this is really, I guess it all differs. But I'm just asking you from a female point of view. Do you think matters when you see the woman? I think for a man it does. Whether you're able to kind of keep up to the standards, think, wow, okay, now she's a certain way. If I need to earn a certain amount of money myself to be able to keep up with her. Do you know what I mean? That's
So you're saying a woman has got a certain type of class, she likes certain type of things,
Yeah.
and you don't have the money to upkeep her
And
standards.
you don't think you're gonna be able to keep up to that. And so is it now you're thinking, no, I can't keep up to that. So maybe it's not a woman that I would want to, try and
have you
woo her.
conversated with the lady?
Maybe you started off, but first, it depends. It depends. I find that a bit of a problem because for a lot of us men, that can put us off if you like a certain woman and you're seeing how she looks and how she's dressed and you're thinking, okay, my bank balance is going to suffer here if I...
So you're assuming your bank balance is going to suffer because how she keeps herself.
Yeah, well, I think she'll expect that, if you want me, if you want to be with me, maybe I expect also a certain way, a certain kind of lifestyle, isn't it? Isn't that?
How do you know she's expecting that?
Okay, you talk to her for a while and then you can tell. Okay, you haven't in the first date, but there's that, and then assuming you see her a few times, you've seen her and maybe you've gone out with her. Like me and you, we're talking now, and I'm trying to date you and so on. So I could tell, okay, Terrell she's maybe way out of my league, or is there something? Am I gonna be able to? And then even if she now tells me, no, I look at myself, we're having a conversation. Yeah, if you get into a relationship, I got my own money, I can do this. But how do I know that when we get up there, when we're into it, that she's not gonna expect me to do stuff for her, more stuff than my bank balance is able to accommodate?
Then you got to date in your tax bracket.
You got what?
You have to date in your tax bracket then.
Okay. Your tax bracket.
If you think that's the case, then date in your tax bracket. I mean, to be honest, we can't judge a person and say, well, I can't date her, she looks expensive, or she looks very classy, I can't afford her. I don't think all women are like that. I know women can be intimidating by the way they look, and you think, this one, she only likes to go out in these big hotels. I can't take her to Starbucks to get a cup of coffee. She's not going to say yes to that, Nothing wrong with Starbucks, by the way.
No. Other coffee shops are available.
Yeah, but, I know what you're saying, but not all women are like that. If she's a down-to-earth girl and you really woo her with whatever you have, even if you don't have nothing, as long as you melt her heart, women will go for it.
Okay, I'll give you another scenario because that sounds a bit, I'm not sure whether I'm coming across the way I want to explain the point, but
okay, land.
maybe
make it land.
Yeah, maybe I'm not explaining. I know a couple, and the lady was a certain class, and the guy wasn't kind of his class. I don't know whether we want to call it his class or she's a certain type, gone to university down this and she looked quite. And then they got married, and then they got kids, And because of now the man not being able to come up to her class, now she's kind of calmed down. She's not as glamorous.
She has to downgrade herself.
Yeah, she's not as glamorous. She's not as as she would want it to be. And I could see that. Everyone could see that. But of course you can't talk about it. But you're like, okay, see, looks like now it's gonna become a bit of a mismatch. Do you think that's a bit? Who's the unfair to? Is it unfair to the girl or unfair to the guy?
Well, she decided to be with him, so she knew that he wasn't gonna be up to her standards, and she agreed to come down to his level. So it's her own fault, really, because you've allowed it to happen. If you're a person who, but then it may not necessarily be a bad thing. Maybe she needed to come down to earth. Do you know what I mean? It may not be a bad thing, If she wanted a certain type of man, then she had to keep dating those type of guys.
Maybe they're not available, and she wanted to get married. Or maybe this guy ticked all the boxes. It's only that one box he didn't tick.
Then upgrade him.
Okay. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Teach him some new things. Let him shop in different spaces, different shops. Take him to more fancier, like your playground. Like take him to your playground and let him see how you like to enjoy yourself. And don't let him bring you down to your level because, well, I don't go there, so,
I used to do things in a certain way before I got married, and I was always shopping in certain places. And then, of course, you meet your wife, and then she doesn't shop in them kind of places, and then she started watching what I wear. She started watching the kind of things I like, and suddenly she started doing them. Not that she was kind of going out of her way. It's not that she was spending a lot more money. I wouldn't say that, but she brings something home and you would like this. No, I would never wear that. I've never seen dead in that. Because it's not my style.
Okay.
But she had to kind of now learn what I liked, and then now she started now buying stuff that I liked in terms of,
But
the way
she shops for you?
most of the time she does.
Wow.
Is that good?
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
She does, yeah. She shops for me. She, shoes, what. She kind of now knows my style. I don't know how the heck she found out. Well, of course, after all these years, She brings home the shoes, even if she goes to some kind of shops. She tell me, I bought this in this shop. Really? This is exactly up my street.
Do you shop for her?
Yeah, but sometimes.
Do you understand her style the way she understands
I do, but I brought stuff home for Christmas. She said, no, I'm not going to wear that. No, I'm not going to wear that. I said, you know what? I'll give you the money, go and buy what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I am, because I don't have that conversation of, I don't like it because I feel bad because I've spent all my time, I've really gone out of my way to try and get something that's nice for you, and then I come home, you don't like it, it's not your style, or I want it this way. No. You know what?
How about you give her some options, but like in a kind of a, I don't know, just say, oh, this dress looks nice. Do you think this is something that you'd wear? And then,
yeah,
or maybe
that.
if she mentions something, oh, I really like these shoes I saw, and then you keep it in mind, and all right, she mentioned she liked those shoes, so maybe I should go back and get those shoes, something of that sort.
I find it easier to give the money because if
that's just the easy way out. Like, do what you want.
Yeah, well, because then it's a safer option, isn't it? Because then yeah, how much does it cost? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Then I know I give you the money when the time comes. Because if you're saying that, then if it's a birthday, then you want to buy something tangible, and I saw that dress that I like. Okay, then you wait till a birthday when you go to the shop, then the dress is not available anymore, or that size is.
Then buy and keep it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, buy and keep it. Obviously, things go out of stock and all that kind of stuff. Seasons change, and if her birthday is like not until May or something like mine, then if I say, I like these shoes, and then you think, I'll wait till May, then it may not be there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, buy and keep it, and then maybe surprise her one day, on a random Saturday afternoon, like, oh, here's a gift for you.
And do you think that also translates to your children in terms of, if you're a certain way, you now as Terry, you expect your children to dress in a certain way or be in a certain way as you are, or is it something that you and your husband now discuss on how they're going to dress?
Well, my husband trusts me enough to know that I will dress the kids well, so I don't even have to ask his opinion. But we have discussed in the past, like, let's say we want to buy the kids, our kids most of the time they dress the same.
Oh, I see that.
They dress the same.
They look good.
So everything from the shoes, like if we're buying the shoes, it's all the same.
Yeah.
So
why do you do that? They're not the same age. Is it something that you tell them?
No,
it's an easier way, because then no one's gonna say
it's an easier way as well. But it's just nice to just have them look the same. I just like it.
They're not twins though, so
they're not twins.
Yeah.
No, but it's just okay. Sometimes it's not exactly the same. Sometimes it's similar.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah. Sometimes it's similar. For example, if they're wearing, I don't know, a full tracksuit, maybe one may be in grey, another one will be in like a navy, another one may be in black, but it's a tracksuit look. Does that make sense? And then maybe the trainers will be the same. You know what I mean? But sometimes it happens where they'll all be like in the same shirt, or t-shirt or something like that. Or today we're all wearing denim, so they'll all be in denim with a t-shirt or a shirt. And then it's just like, why would I dress one up casually, another one smart? Like, we are all, if we're going to be casual, we're all going to be casual. If we're going to be smart, we're all going to be smart, and we do discuss certain things. Like, he is mostly one of
your husband now or the children?
No, they get just wherever we tell them to wear, they're going to wear it.
Wear,
But let me tell you, they're growing up now, and sometimes, I don't want to wear that. I want this and I want that. They're starting to have their opinions, especially the older one. Yeah, my husband will definitely share with me, like, I've seen these trainers, it'd be really nice for the boys, and matter of fact, even this morning he sent me a picture of something he saw. Some something for the kids, and he'll send a picture and say, oh, this is really nice for the boys. So we do that all the time. But he also trusts me, and I trust him enough to know that if he buys something, it will be nice. Or he knows if I buy something for the kids, it will be nice. Or we will know, like, oh, the kids need this now, we need to shop for them for this, or whatever. So, you know, for that, it's fine. But in terms of individually, for example, I'll just shop on my own because I just know what I like.
For yourself, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll be like, when did you get that? I've never seen that. And, oh, yeah, I've had this. And we're like, I never saw you. When did you? I always tell him I've bought it like from before, which sometimes I do. I buy and I'll keep, and then I'll just randomly bring it out, and he's like, when did you buy that? I've never seen you wear that before. You know, this kind of thing. But you have to look as equally as nice as your children. You can't be looking smart and your children are looking rough. Everything down to haircut, to the trainers, you know, clean. You can't be smelling good, but your kids looking a mess. How does that work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to give time to look after them. Do prep them if you know you're going out or something. You know, and that's even not just for going out, even just for school. You know, making sure that clothes are properly ironed, haircut is done, shoes are clean, you know, proper uniform that you have, right socks, all these things matter. And I believe if you groom a child from an early stage, they will grow up, you know,
they keep
knowing that I have to be groomed. My hair's not done. You know, I haven't ironed my old shirt for work or whatever it is, or school. And I mean, we've all been brought up that way. Maybe that's why we're so attentive to such details, because especially growing up in an African household, like there's no way you live in the house without your clothes ironed. How? No way. You learn to even iron at early age, your school uniform, whatever, everything is clean, your socks, tuck in your shirt, you know, this kind of stuff. Make sure your hair is done, especially for us girls. Like Sunday was hair day, you get your hair done for school on Monday. So you learn to groom yourself, you know, properly showered up, grease yourself good, you know. And you go out. You can't go out dry skin, being lazy to lotion yourself up and all that, you know.
I mean, I find like me, my boy, he's always looking good. The mother does a good job. I mean, making sure that he's the clothes. She buys all his clothes. Sometimes I try and buy some stuff, but I never get it right. I can never get the size of it. I go and buy it. It's too small. It's too big. He has to put it away or take it back. Buy it's too tight. So she just knows how to get on point. And I think this is my belief. She's looked at how I dress and she kind of used that to dress the boy. He kind of.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So he mimics your style.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
And I think, well, that's such a good thing, because you know, don't buy him cheap stuff. I know he's growing as well, and you know, tomorrow he'll outgrow the shoe. But buy a nice shoe, even though you're buying it from a cheap shop. Do you know what I mean? So that even if tomorrow you won't feel as bad when you have to chuck it and buy a newer one. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's important. That's what I was asking you about finding a girl who's at a level. I think it's always important to be apart, because I give you that example of the guy who married the girl, and then suddenly the girl looks like, you know, it's not what she used to be, and you're like, oh, what's happened here?
Then she's also let herself go.
Well, maybe the money isn't there. It's not letting yourself go.
You can still look good on a budget.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
You can. I mean, you don't have to always shop in like these kind of places. You can still look good on a budget, you know, and still look classy from a high street store. It's just yourself, how to keep yourself. And class doesn't equate having money. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to have a lot of money in your account to be classy. It's how you put yourself together, your persona, your demeanor, how you carry yourself that equates class. You could be hanging out in these expensive places, but you are classless. You're just hanging around waiting for a man to come and finance your lifestyle, but you have no class. You know what I mean? But you can have a girl who's wearing a 15-pound dress and classy to a T, you know? So money doesn't equate class and elegance. You can be elegant wearing the simplest black dress, simplest shoes, simple makeup, hair done very simple, and you can be top class. Not the one who's got handbag here, this here, da-da-da. It's like you're trying to portray something that you're not.
So do you think as a woman it's always good to have a career outside of the family? Is it, and or would you just want to support your husband's career and have used that as his vision? Because I think a lot of times you get into a relationship, you get into a marriage, and you find this was the vision, and suddenly the vision has changed because maybe the woman has come in and she decided that she wants to have a career, and so it wasn't in line to what you had discussed when you started off, and then you start having two visions. Do you think it's always important to have that one vision where you support the man in what he's doing, regardless of whether you agree with it totally, or do you think that you should also have your own career and just do your own thing?
I believe everybody has a dream, don't they? Everybody has a dream. I think whether you pursue it or not, that's another story. But if you want to pursue your dream, I believe you should. You don't want to get to a stage in life where you haven't even tried to nurture those talents that God has given you, because you're all talented in one thing, even if it means you could just be talented at cleaning. People make careers out of cleaning the house. We've seen a lot of these influencers on Instagram and stuff who just been cleaning the house, and they've become household names, and they've created their own cleaning products, and we're buying them and listening to their techniques and how to clean the table. Do you know what I mean? But it sounds silly, but that's what God gave them to use to create a life for themselves. Now, if you can't be bothered to even put yourself together, I guess some people are like that. They're just like, oh, my husband is doing this, and my husband is this, and my husband is that, and they're happy to just be at home and receive. But me, personally, I'm not that type of girl. I'm not that type of girl to wait. And I have my own dreams and aspirations. So I will definitely have to try and pursue them. I know motherhood sometimes, gets in the way, and you could be busy with the children, and it's not always, you don't have the time to do certain things. But I believe when you get a chance to pursue your dreams, you should.
So would you pursue them while your children are still growing, or you put them on hold until when the children grow?
It depends what the dream is.
Go to school.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able
Get
to...
a degree.
Okay, so the kids... Okay, let's say your kids are old enough to go to school. So they're in school from 9 till 3. That's the time for you to do what you need to do then. You have those hours in the day to study, to go to class, go to lectures, or if it's an online situation, then that's the time for you to do what you need to do.
But then that means that if you're doing that, then there's not enough money coming in the house. Maybe the husband is on just doing that, earning the money. Becomes a bit of a stress.
It can be a bit of a stress, or maybe she may have to take on a part-time job on the weekend then, to just help out with whatever it is. It's a sacrifice that you have to make if you have not pursued these dreams early on in life. It's a sacrifice that you have to make. Like for the next 3 years, it may be a bit tough, but I'm trying to get this degree. I'm also trying to work some few hours so I can help out with a bill or two around the house, so I don't put the strain on my husband. It's a sacrifice. And I think even the man you're with, or even if it's the other way around, it's an agreement, like, right, she's going to school for the next 2 years or 3 years. So I'm taking on the portion of the bills or whatever. And she's got this percent, I'm bringing in this percent, and it's just, that's going to be that. Once she finishes, guaranteed maybe what she's studying will give her a job that will be this much, which means we'll be in a comfortable space in no time.
But I've seen that where this is very practical, and again I'm saying that I'm not lying against women, but I'm just saying it. I've seen this happen in households where the man looks after the house. If the way you're just staying there, the woman goes to school, she gets a degree while you're looking after the kids when you're in the marriage, and then she gets a job, she gets now start highly paid job. Now she starts looking down on the man, the same man who was helping.
She never loved him.
Nah, you think?
Yes. She never did.
No, I don't think it's love. It's more. This is what I was talking about. Man being the hunter. Remember? Because now suddenly she's earning more.
But you cannot look down on someone who supported you for you to get where you are, and then suddenly that means you were just using him to get to where you are.
No, things just change. Your mind just opened, isn't it? You
What?
got empowered.
What, you got empowered because you went to school and got a degree?
Well,
No, you never loved me in the first place.
Really?
Yes.
I've seen a lot of marriages break down because of that, I've seen that a lot. And I've had stories where mostly it's happens to the women, again, like I'm saying. It's, the man's been doing all this, and then she decides to go to school, get that degree, even a master's, and suddenly, my job is not as important now. Suddenly, you're earning more than I am.
So when he was feeding you, when you were doing those lessons, was it not important?
Well, like I said, things
No.
have changed.
I don't agree. No, I don't agree. I say
Something was wrong
you
there.
cannot. I mean, you're supporting me to get my degree, to get my career going, whatever it is, and you have not complained. I finish. I've put the cap and gown. We've taken the pictures. It's hanging on the wall. Yeah? And then suddenly I'm earning God knows how much money. And then you're just, really? When I was down on the floor and you were helping me up, was you not somebody? Nah, man. I don't agree. She never loved you in the first place.
Yeah, I've seen that happen to a lot.
Because
of people.
now you're earning, babe. What do you want to do? Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to start a business.
Elevate him as well. Or something.
Yes, you got to push each other up. You know what? Maybe I'm going to go back to school as well. I need to go and study this course to do whatever. Or maybe I'm going to start a business, but I need this much money. Or whatever it is. Okay, if I've got the money or need to get a loan, whatever it is, how do we do that? You help each other up. Do you know what I mean? So if you think you let that man go who was so loyal to you when you had nothing, you're going to get another one. They're going to be more loyal to you. She's playing games.
When you get into a relationship, you have to have clear goals. You have to decide.
Unless there's something else in between that makes them to be, in that situation, apart from just now they're earning, so they have to,
No, I don't know if it's another situation, but it's one of those where you find maybe the person feels the man was earning the money, and I have to keep on asking you for the money. So let me go and try and, like you're saying earlier, let me go and try and find my own money. Let me go and try and be more independent. And then now I've gone and become empowered, girl child. Suddenly now it's gone the other way.
Girl child.
Girl child, yeah.
Oh my days.
No, it's gone the other way now. It's gone overboard.
So the man hasn't done anything to you to make you feel less of?
Not necessarily. So, not necessarily anything major, but
I still stand by what I say. There was no real love there. Yeah? Because we're living a life together. Maybe we've got married. We have tried to sort our life plan out. I want to go to school first. I want to do this. And then the man said, yeah, go ahead, babe. I'm here to support you. Matter of fact, maybe he even did some of your assignments. Help you type
probably,
up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
And then now I've got a good position, and then I'm going to chuck him away because he's not earning enough? Come on, man.
You're not really chucking him away. You're just trying to be,
What?
Well,
There's
I
no
got my money now
about
on the
it.
wall. I got my money now on the wall.
So you got your money now, but he could have not supported you then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What if he said, well, no, that's your dream, you do it yourself? He supported you. I think he deserves more than that.
How do you handle things like, I know this sounds a bit obvious, but sicknesses, bankruptcy, you lose a job? How would you handle that in your relationship if that happened? Okay, if you're, because I know I had an accident once, and this was my main job, and I couldn't work for 3 months. Of course, now I have to be supported. I felt like it was a real strain to the other person. I'm thinking, no, and I'm thinking, I need to be out there working. I can't because my leg is broken. I need my leg to walk. So imagine the amount of strain now that brings into the family.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the main breadwinner.
Well, yes. If you are the main breadwinner and she doesn't work, that could be a real strain on the lady to provide and to pay everything, and it must be a tough time. But these are the sacrifices.
Or even on the relationship. Forget about the bills itself, even the relationship. Because now the woman is thinking now, why there's no money? Okay, it's not your fault, but what do we do?
Yeah, it's a tough situation. But when we swear and say I do in sickness and in health, that's what it means, right?
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
Not for richer, poorer, for richer and richer. Yeah.
Richer and richer.
For richer and richer.
Poorer.
No, we kick poorer out.
Mm.
It's just part of those sacrifices that we make when we commit to someone. It's not a good thing, but you're just going to have to love them back to health. Love them back to health. It will be tough, but the good thing, for example, with you knew you had to get back to work. You wasn't just relaxed like, I'm here now, you got to look after me. You knew that you had to. So you felt pity on her, I'm sure, like, now putting all this stress upon her to do everything. I can't do it. So I'm sure even you were doing everything it took to help yourself to get back on your feet.
Yeah. I was trying to go back even before. I remember I was starting to walk when I shouldn't be walking. Just trying to get back
Which
to work.
is not good. But it's just one of those things in life when you commit to someone, those things can happen. That's why even before I said to you, what if your lady is not there anymore? And you said she looks after your son. What if she's not there? What happens? You're going to have to figure things out quick.
Very quickly.
Life comes at you very quickly. And you have to just think, what am I going to do? If it's having to go to work, I have to go to work. What can you do? It's just, when life happens and you've committed to that person, you can't just say, oh, well, now you broke your foot, goodbye. You can't. You have to love them back to health and pray for a good outcome as quickly as possible, But when you're committed, what do? You can't run away from your situations. You have to deal with it. It's just one of those things, I think, in life, when life gives you lemons, as they say, you just got to make lemonade. It's like a test. You go through challenges in life, in your relationship, and then when you overcome that, you hopefully come out of the other side stronger, and know that, oh, she was there for me when this happened. So you value that. So it goes back to what you're saying about the lady who now got the money and then she just how does that work? Do you know what I mean? The man was there for you when you couldn't. There was no questions about it. They committed to you. They're committed to helping you to get to where you need to be. And then you're just looking at them like they can't. Sometimes it happens. Maybe that's a test for you to see how you really value this person. If they pass the test, are you going to pass the test if it was the other way around? I guess not.
Well, I wish there was a lot more women like you out there. This world would be a better place. Or who think like you.
Man, I don't know. Oops. When you commit to someone, there's a lot that you got to take up, even when you don't want it. It's not easy. It's not always easy. But you don't commit and then you can't.
Halfway down the line.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, there's reasons why someone would halfway down the line say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, you don't take advantage of someone who does those things for you. Don't take advantage of them. Don't take the piss. They're not an idiot for doing that. They've decided to love you the way you are. Love them back. Respect them back. But if you're taking them for granted and just using them or whatever it is, there will be a day where that person will say, you know what, I'm pouring into your cup, but you're not pouring anything into me. I can't pour into your cup if my cup is empty. Do you know what I mean? So you have to pour into each other. But eventually, if I'm empty, I can't pour into you. And I'm going to say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I have nothing left for you. I've given you everything, but you haven't given me nothing back. What am I supposed to do now? It's give and take. So that's why I don't understand when someone says, oh, whatever. How? You are not pouring into that man the way he poured into you. Fix yourself, girl, because money's not everything. What if you lose your job?
Amen.
What if someone else comes better than you?
Yeah.
And you think because you've graduated masters or whatever, someone will come with a PhD. And then? Now you've been demoted, not promoted. Are you going to go back to that man and say, oh, you know, this happened. I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Too late.
Now the man has got someone else who values him, the little bit that she's giving her, you know, and is getting everything, emotionally, spiritually, physically. But you, with your salary bracket that you think this is everything, life can change like that.
Hallelujah. Listen, we'll have to leave it there, man. Always a pleasure. You should be a therapist.
Always a pleasure. I should be a therapist?
You should be a
Oh
therapist,
my goodness.
doctor, you know, social media influencer. An all-round good egg.
I thank God.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You know, we'll do this again and again.
And again.
And you know, we'll invite you once more and carry on from there.
Anytime.
Amen. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.